How's it going, everyone? As you can see, we're going to do an unbox video. Now, I've been taking a lot of pictures, talked a lot about this particular firearm, but I did forget I kind of didn't do an unboxing video, so for those of you that have seen the pictures and just aren't up to date on exactly what this video is kind of for you. This is something a little bit special. It's been in the process the last 6 to 8 months, or since about August 2019 is when this actual magical box showed up. Now, with that being said, the next couple months after that, it spent a little time traveling around the US and seeing some people and getting some things made. During that time, DoubleClick holsters right now is the only manufacturer that's making a Pacific holster for the A2MF series of Steyr pistols. This happens to be the custom one that was built for mine. It's got their logo on it. It's got some color that's added to it, and the cant was all set up personally for me. So if you guys get one of these pistols, or you want a holster that will work with the A2 and A1 series of Steyr pistols, this is the company. So kind of say thank you to them. I've been working with them for a while, and hopefully we'll continue that business relationship. But this is one I pay for, and this isn't a freebie, guys. This is something that I asked for that was built. It just coincided with the time that this pistol was coming to the market, and I actually had it molded on this pistol. So if you're buying these holsters, that's kind of where you're getting your holsters. Everything was molded and designed off an actual gun. So there's that one. So here's the box. So here we go. Let's get into it. The new A2 boxes, you guys get to kind of see it from my perspective. The boxes really are not any different from any other Steyr box until we get them open. So we'll turn this around and we're going to open it up. Now, like I said, this unbox video y'all saw when I got this pistol, but this unboxing is a bit different because this gun is a bit different from anybody else's at the current moment. Now, this is not Steyr built. This is something that I did from the aftermarket world. This gun does have my TnSteyr slide cuts. So that's what's really special about this particular pistol. So we're going to open it up. What you're seeing in the box is what you're going to get from Steyr. We're just going to open and lock this up, and we'll talk about it here. So let's put this up here for a second. Let's talk about what comes in the box. Alright, what comes in the box? Well, you're going to get 2 mags. The new magazines have a red follower. They're still all metal construction with a polymer base plate. One upgraded thing in these A2 magazines, or your Gen 5 mags now, are that they are designated and marked for 17 rounds. These are no longer the 15s with the +2 base plate. Now, an interesting thing with these are, if you pick up an MF and you still have your A1 mags, they will all interchange. So you can take A1 magazines and run them into the A2 pistol. Now, you cannot take the A2 mag, the Gen 5, and go backwards. I've posted pictures. You guys can check it out on the Facebook page and on Instagram. But basically what happens is the rear of this mag, due to the ledge, does not meet up to the old style of how the grip angle was in the back. There's some extra curvature and the hang-off tab for like a lanyard that gets in the way. So these new mags are not backwards compatible, at least on the follower. Maybe if you were to change out the follower, you can run the mag. All of the cuts, the lockout, the shape of the mag is the same, but due to the base plate, they will not interchange backwards. But you're good. Take your A1 mags. They'll work in the A2. Well, moving forward, in the box, you're going to get your padlock for airline safety. That's got extra keys and everything that can just sit there and it's done. It has a lock. Now, the cool thing, my particular pistol, I've changed these out, and there's a video out on how to change out the grip panels, but I'm going to show you what they are. Now, originally when I did my first unboxing video, I talked about how these panels are designated and marked in what size. Now, one, I don't remember if it was on the rears or on the side panels, I believe it was on the side panels. I said, I wish they'd had a marking. Well, we're going to talk about that because we did find it. It just happens to be so small, and with the texturing, you kind of overlook it. But these are the new rear grip panels. This here is a medium, and the marking is in the bottom right-hand corner on the rear of the checkering. So that's actually marked a medium. This here is a small. I'll kind of give you an idea of the curvature difference. We'll line these up. You can see they stick out just a little bit more. The texturing and the lines are all the same. It is just the swell here at the top of which one's actually a little bit different. So here, we kind of line those up. You can kind of see which one's there. Now, on the gun right now, it is actually running the larger ones, which we'll show you in just 1 second. Put those back. Now, those are your changeable back straps. And this here is your side panel. The gun does come with 2 sets, one small and one medium. They're supposed to be coming out with some extra sizes. Now, the very bottom corner, it just so happens to be right there, says small. And I believe in my first video I actually overlooked this, but it's very easy to tell what panels are what. The small ones are completely flat, and there's no convex or concurved texture to it. The texture is really nice, and these are left and right-handed. So you're going to get that. After that, you will get your typical owner's manual. It'll be hidden in the back of the wall. So let's get into the pistol. What makes this one special? Well, as you guys are looking at it, you're going, that's not original. Nope, this is an aftermarket, something I designed and came up with. This is actually the 2nd generation of it. The first one being on my A140 that was converted to 357 SIG. This particular one is in 9mm. At the current moment, the barrel is still stock and standard, but we are going to have it magna-ported. But getting into it, I can show you these are the large palm swells, as you can see here. You can see how much hump they have. Here, let's fold down this box. Might give you guys a little bit better angle there. All right, you can see that one. And then this here is the large rear back strap. And kind of give you an idea. So, getting into the pistol, like I've talked about and seen it, this is actually gun 007. And I've explained the date codes, but just for a quick overshot, the United States date codes for all Steyr pistols are going to start off 318-2. The 318 designates the US, 2 starts the series of the MF. So your serial numbers are on your slide, your fire control group, and even your barrel is done with the same serial number. Well guys, I've been out shooting and fielding this one, so it is dirty. We shot this one for about 10 hours the other day at a range day. And we had no failures, nothing out of this thing. Ran a whole bunch of 124 Winchester, 115 Winchester, and I think we even threw out some Hornady, what they call their defense ammo, basically just a hollow point. But that gets over the pistol. Now, you guys are probably wondering, and I wanted to explain what the TnSteyr slide cuts are. What they are these 4 lightning cuts on either side of the slide. They're actually designed, the rear 2 are for lightning of the slide. The front 2 are designed for magna porting. You can just have them for windows if you wanted to paint your barrel, or if you wanted to have it ported, or if you had a custom barrel made so you can see inside of it. In this configuration, there are the top chevrons that are cut into it. They are the same from the Gen 1 to the Gen 2. It just basically carries over. But as you can see, my press checks are so much easier with this grip using the webbing of your hand, and it latches. If you've ever tried this with your other Steyr, you'll know the top of this gets really slick, and that was kind of my original design behind this. And aesthetics. Oh, we'll drop this down. The other nice thing is you can tell our lines actually all meet up and run all together. Now, there were Ranger Point Precision was a company that did my original design, and I worked with and teamed up with. We showed one of these pistols at SHOT Show last year in an A1 configuration. Earlier this year, they did do an order and a run of these, very limited. There's about 20 total that are on the market between A1s and A2s. I believe this is the only A2 in the US at the moment. There might be one in Puerto Rico that was done, but at the moment this is the only one that I'm aware of. Now, I've been contacted. A lot of people asked, they really wanted this done for the M or a C model, or they just wanted a one-off. They missed the order time when these were actually built. So continuing later into 2020, probably the first quarter, we actually have a new company that's going to take up and do these slide cuts. So if you're interested, you want to know more about it when the time comes, or if you're seeing this video much later into the future, check out the Facebook page or shoot me an email. We'll make sure you get all the info. But we have a new company that'll be doing this and offer it. You can get into contact with them. One nice thing about what they're going to do is, if you don't want like how this one is salt bath nitrated back to black, the new company is actually a company that does a lot of Cerakoting. So you can actually have your gun fully painted or just put back to original colors. Let's get inside in a little bit more detail on this one for what it is. As I said, it's dirty. We've been out shooting, but I did want to show standard what I do with all my pistols is the polish job. I want to show you guys this thing is uncleaned, and like I said, it's been about 9 to 10 hours at a range day. And I know for a fact one gentleman shot a little over 200 rounds himself through it, and there was like 3 or 4 more shooters. Totally lost count of how much ammunition. But I wanted to show you. Let me grab a rag real quick, and I want to show you something really interesting. We grabbed a rag. Now, guys, that was sitting up there. I'm going to show you my polish job that I do, and I started offering this service. So if you are interested, I've got tutorial videos. You can do it yourself, or if you just want to send it to me, that's not a problem. But we're going to take just a rag, and we're just going to wipe off. Do this all here. This is rear time, not messing with nothing. Show you how well this comes up. Close enough. Here we go. I'll show you the dirt real quick. There's dirt we got off. There's all the inside, all back to polish. That's how quick it all comes up. Now, if you wanted to, a little bit of spray oil, take a few more minutes. That's just a quickie for camera, but I wanted to show you how nice all that polishes up. There's no more, no oil. It just all goes back together. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to talk about this here just for a second. Now, this here is the upgraded guide rod. It's something I do to all Steyr pistols. I can't say it's a fault with Steyr, but I really wish they'd just do a metal guide rod. I've had issues, and I've talked about this in the past, that metal guide rods should be stock and standard. But since it isn't, Ranger Point does build these. This particular one is actually using a Glock mainspring. I believe this is out of a Glock 19. This one is at 15 pounds. So with this one, it is a captured system. All you need to do is unscrew the front, just like the original, and you can change out your weights. The nice thing about this new design with that spring system is no more, if you see my videos and tutorials on how to remove out the factory original 18-pound spring from Steyr, you don't have to do that anymore. So here's the original A2 spring. This one's in 18 pounds. There is about a 1 ounce difference in weight on this one from the 15-pound to the polymer, due to this one's being all metal. So that's nice. You get to keep your original if you need to shoot, or you want to change out recoil weight. Now, I'm going to show you here on the barrel a part of the polishing. As you guys can tell, we've been shooting it. Again, this is something that's a part of the polish job. Just going to take this. Okay, we're good. And you can see there's a little bit there at the front. Let's knock it off. Yeah, there we go, just for the quickie on the rag. Now when I actually bore brush this, and you guys can see through there, when I actually do the polishing, I actually do even go in here into the throat. You can kind of see the angle, it's getting shiny. We actually do the complete throat, and the breech assembly is all high-speed polished. It's the same as this one here. And that's actually starting to bug me with my OCD, so I'll show you guys here. A little bit of powder and oil burn up from rounds. There we go. So, there's the barrel. And here's that slide up close and all reassembled. Now, just so you guys know, the MF slides, a lot of people talked about, you know, was there anything different in this slide compared to a 4th gen? And yes, the ejection port window is actually larger, and your extractor is actually a different shape, just slightly. It's actually a little bit more aggressive, and the cut angle here is a little bit different. A lot of people have talked and said, oh, Steyr had the ejection problem, and I get constant emails or questions asking me about that. The original ejection problem were on the Gen 2, the very late Gen 2 guns to the very first Gen 3 guns. What the issue was were the ejectors were not hardened. There wasn't a problem with them, they weren't cut wrong, they just weren't hardened. Somehow they missed that step, or they weren't done up well enough. Steyr themselves, owned up to it, said, hey, we had a problem, tell us, we know what serial numbers, they were, or the range of numbers, contact us, let us know. They fixed all of those. They've also had one that, God forbid, any of those ever made it into circulation as a extra part, weren't pulled, or maybe an old gun didn't get sold, someone got one. They've replaced those ejectors and extractors as late as 2018 that I'm aware of. All you need to do is just contact them and ask them. But on these new MFs, that's not an issue. This is actually different on this particular model. After that, all the components, everything else on the internals are the same from an armor standpoint. You want to take out part, polish it, check it, reassemble it, put it back together, all that works. So just want to kind of clarify, let you guys know about it. Put this one over here, 15-pound mainspring back into it, and ready for service. All right. Well, I hope you guys liked the unboxing and what it was. And now you understand what the TnSteyr slide cuts are. This does lighten the slide by 1 ounce. And on this particular camera, I'm using a GoPro Hero 7 for my filming. And when I shot this at the range, she actually ran about 400 frames a second faster on the high speed. So between the polish job that I do, the slide cuts that were done to the pistol, and the pistol overall from a factory standpoint, to this one does run about 400 frames a second faster. If you guys will, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow to 1,000 so I can go back to live streaming. I think some of y'all liked it from SHOT Show, and we're just trying to grow and do a little bit more. And also, 0 to 1 mile is coming out. If you guys aren't familiar with it, go check out Instagram, type in hashtag 0 to 1 mile. Alrighty, have a good one.